Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Monday after Halloween. But bigger than it being the Monday after Halloween, it is the Monday before the election. Yes, that is right. Tomorrow, we are casting our votes, if we have not already, for who is going to be either the still president of the United States or the next president of the United States. If you're sick and mother effing tired of hearing people, celebrities, politicians, your parents, your kids, whoever tell you to get out there and vote, don't you worry, because after tomorrow, they won't be saying it anymore for at least a little while. However, today we are going to be talking about it because this is the biggest election of my lifetime, possibly of your lifetimes as well. And there's no way we are here live at the Roxy and we're not talking about the mother effing election. That's how we roll on this show, and that is for sure the main topic of conversation today. Not only are we going to be talking about you guys voting, but also there are a lot of other people who are talking about voting, including celebrities, specifically musicians. And I do want to know from you guys, does it make a difference? Does it make a difference which celebrities come out and endorse which candidates, which give their songs for which candidates? We'll be talking Eminem, Lady Gaga, Lil Wayne, Ice Cube, John Legend, some of the big ones that have been coming out recently, and whoever else you guys want to talk about. Also, just in general, I want to hear your guys' voting plans. If you have not voted already, please let me know that you are going to vote. If you are not planning on voting, for any reason other than you cannot because you are not a citizen or you are not of age or not allowed to, then please let me know why you're planning on not voting. Let's have a conversation about it. This is the final push here. And after this week, it won't be talked about. We won't be saying go vote, go vote. As always on this show, Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. That has to do with who you vote for president as well. Black Lives Mattering has to do with what you have to, with who you're casting your vote for tomorrow or who you've already cast your vote for. And then, of course, so that we're not just talking politics on this show, this is a politics entertainment show combined, kind of all the things I give a fuck about. There's some stuff going on with Jeannie Mai from Dancing with the Stars. She had a rare diagnosis and she has to leave the show, so I want to touch base on that. Also, there was a huge WandaVision leak. We'll go over that together. I'll save that towards the end because I know a lot of you guys are trying to avoid that. And then once again, did I mention that you should vote? Just curious. I'll also be doing my makeup because today after this show, I will be going to tape another episode of Hoffer in case you've missed that. HOFR, Hall of Famer. Hoffer is an app that I've been doing some work for there, sports prediction app. So you guys can catch me there tonight at 5 o'clock talking football. So are you ready for some Monday Night Football? And yeah, it's been awesome to work for them. So I got to do my makeup during this show a little bit to get prepped, which is why I kind of look like a vampire right now. I put on some like weird stuff. So we gotta clear this shit out. And as always, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer and the super chat. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, things you want read out loud on this show, or you just want to show me some support because this is a really motherfucking hard time for you, for me. Or as we used to say in college, cheers to not going KKG. That's when I was in a sorority. It didn't last long. They kicked me out. It's kind of a long story. Morse Code Z in the super chat starting us off right says, there have been years where I've listened to celebs' opinions in elections. I've been pretty set in my already cast vote for a few years now. Yeah, I feel that it might matter more in some other years where you're feeling a little more undecided, but this year where it seems pretty polarized, I don't know anybody really who's undecided anymore. In fact, when they had undecided voters go to the town hall of Trump and Biden, I was like, really? Are you actually undecided? Is that the truth? Really? Just not quite sure. Let's check out the Streamlabs. Like I said, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer to see what is going on in here. Appreciate your guys' support as some things have already come in between yesterday's show and today's show. Last night in the Streamlabs, Rob K said, just a reminder to everyone to get out and vote tomorrow if you haven't already. Remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg and vote ruthlessly. Ruthlessly. I love that. I haven't heard that yet. A lot of Ruth puns, but never can be too many. In RBG, we trust. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Avoid the sneeze. I couldn't help it. The tea's too hot to drink. The tea's too hot to drink. See, that was ruthless. LD in the chat. All right, LD123, what's going on? He says, she says, hey, coach. So I wanted to give you an update and to get some advice. The PA, who is so cute, introduced me to his boyfriend, who's very nice. So I guess I won't be asking him out. Yeah, a lot of the really cute ones don't swing our way, LD. It happens. I'm enjoying staying in a motel for the film, and I might be booking another something else in Georgia a week after we wrap this one. But once again, my breasts are an issue. Why are my breasts such a big deal? I don't know. My breasts have been an issue many times before too, LD. I mean, they are not big like yours, but they fit my small body. Why do the conversations end with talking about my tits? Then on the worst news of the shoot, Mr. Big Dick came by when I was having hair and makeup done and put his dick on my shoulder. Then when I turned to see what it was, as my mouth touched it, he then called me a tease when I wouldn't suck him off. This bothered me a lot and it happened yesterday. So 2 questions. Holy shit, LD. 1, should I tell someone? 2, has anything like this happened to you? Oh, and 3, why is he so ew with his dick? It really is making me uncomfortable. He was already handsy in bed. Ugh. All right, guys. Rockstar's out to play on this one. LD, that's fucked up. And yes, you should tell somebody. If you're uncomfortable, which I think that would make anybody uncomfortable, you're absolutely experiencing not just sexual harassment, but sexual misconduct. That's considered sexual assault for somebody to unwantedly put his penis on your shoulder. And absolutely, you can tell somebody. If you don't feel safe or comfortable, then make sure you have a couple of people in the room. Especially if you have to tell a male boss, maybe make sure that there is another person in the room with you as well. But that's fucked up. And I think that it's our job to try to make sure that this guy stops working and or is spoken to and changes his ways in a major kind of way. LD, we are with you, here to support you. I don't know in what way your breasts were an issue on this one. And also, was there a chance, by chance, because you said you're getting your hair and makeup done, did anybody else see this take place? Because having witnesses is always helpful. He's probably going to deny it, knowing most men who do things like that do deny it, but this kind of shit happens on sets all the fucking time. And yes, I have dealt with situations similar to this, and this dude can go fuck himself, and I hope he doesn't work for very long. And the good thing about the Me Too movement is we are trying to guarantee that people like that stop working. So yes, Joseph says I'd record conversation when doing complaint. You have to make sure that you verbalize that, because depending on where you are recording, different states have different laws. Check it out to see if you're able to record them without their permission. Otherwise, let them know that you'll be recording the conversation. Yes, an HR department would be nice. I don't know if this indie you're on has that, but you definitely should feel free to speak up. This dude can go fuck himself, and literally his dick should be taken from him. So seems like everybody in the everybody in the chat is agreeing that this guy has got to go. Nobody's going to stand by him. And let us know if your production does. Super chat. And if they do, sorry, playback. If they do, then we are going to bombard them with phone calls and let them know we know what happened until they take action. So literally, like every one of us, that's a rock star. We will fucking call in. Okay, let us know how that goes, LD. Sorry that you're dealing with this. This is why in this industry you have to really fucking want it to put up with the shit that we put up with all the time. Because fuck this dude. And make sure you keep a journal of all the things he's done, like the time that you walked in on him fucking somebody in the hallway, like how he was handsy in bed, like this. Make sure you are logging all of this in a journal, saying who it was, what happened, if there were any witnesses, the time, the location, the date, that stuff really fucking matters. So log everything that is happening. Even when you go to talk to somebody about it, everything. Log it all just in case you need that down the line. Oh boy. All right, what else is happening in the super chat right now? Let's check you guys out. Spidey Sensei 72. What's Haley's IG? And one day we need to hear this sorority story, all the gory details, man. Good luck on the side gig later on tonight. Thank you, Spidey. She's at HeyJ_. Isn't she amazing? I love Haley. And hopefully we'll have her on again in the future. And yeah, I'm happy to tell that story. Different story for a different time, but absolutely happy to tell you guys all about it. Odd in the StreamYard, in the super chat. Celeb can bring my attention to an issue they care about, but I have never changed a vote based on a celeb, but most already blessed you. Odd, I feel you on that. It's like you might not be aware of an issue, like what's going on overseas somewhere. Somebody might say something about like China or whatever it is that you might not have previously been aware to. So they definitely have ways of highlighting things, but you're saying that they are not the be all end all in how you decide to vote, which I completely understand. Thank you, Jake, for putting in Haley's Instagram in here. HeyJ_. Yeah. Let's blow her up. She's really great. And like I said, her mom, Cindy, has had Alzheimer's since Haley was 14 years old. It's just fucking awful. As somebody who had a mom with a brain disease, they're some of the worst diseases that you can fucking get. And it's just like so shitty. So I'm glad we were able to raise $729 for her. That's amazing. Shout out to you guys who made that happen. Okay. Let's talk Twucky. Okay, let's talk the election. So I want to know from you guys, like we were talking about in the super chat just a second ago, how much it matters to you what celebrities are doing. There's been a few things that have happened recently that have been massive celebrity endorsements that haven't been done previously. And I'm wondering if this is going to make any kind of difference in the election. They say fight for every inch. They say that every vote matters. So does it matter that Eminem licensed his song Lose Yourself for Joe Biden's most recent campaign? Does that matter? It's a black and white video. It's of voters going to, this is you only get one shot, one opportunity, and they're going to vote for Biden. You've got people like nurses putting on their masks and people out in the streets and everybody with the vote signs. And it's the first time ever that Eminem has done anything like this. And yeah, he licensed Lose Yourself to the Biden-Harris campaign ad. And that was kind of surprising to a lot of people. I thought that this was one of the most hysterical images I've seen. This might be incredibly fucked up to show, but I literally was just like dying because, as you guys know, on the other side of the music aisle, Lil Wayne has come out in support of Trump. I think that has to do with his taxes or whatever, but somebody posted this picture and said Lil Wayne and Eminem. You guys tell me if you think that is the most egregious thing you guys have ever seen. On the left side is a black man holding a Confederate flag, and on the white side is a white man holding a Black Lives Matter flag. Oh boy. Oh boy. I did really appreciate, and I usually don't talk about this show because I do have family who works on it, and so just out of respect for them, but I did really appreciate on SNL this week when Michael Che was very vocal about the fact that, like, Black musicians are not the same thing as Black advocates, and that Ice Cube and Lil Wayne and Kanye and whoever don't fucking speak for the entire Black community. I think we do this a lot as a society where, like, we'll see one thing that one person of one community does and we think that they're the fucking spokesperson, but it's not like they're social justice advocates or whatever it is. And so I thought he did a really good job being like, I love Ice Cube, but he does not speak for me. And he's not fucking Martin Luther King Jr. Like, he's not like that of this time. He is a entertainment personality. And I think that can get very confusing, especially in a time where our current president is an entertainment personality. So it's been very, very strange. But do you guys think, by a show of bunnies, that there is a single person on the planet who was not going to vote, who then saw that Eminem licensed Lose Yourself to Biden Harris, and that made them one way or another decide to vote. Send bunnies if you believe that there is somebody who is voting because of Eminem licensing Lose Yourself to the campaign. Curious on that. In addition to Eminem, I saw that Lady Gaga and also John Legend are campaigning in Pennsylvania, I believe, currently for Biden Harris. And I thought that was interesting as well. Lady Gaga is very vocal, and so is John Legend. John Legend being hit left and right this year, but I appreciate him fighting the good fight. Wow, a lot of you guys sending bunnies. Okay, so Matt, Rob, Bruce, Pink Sweets, Zadius, Odd, Bryce, Bryant. A lot of you guys think that Eminem giving his song or licensing his song made a difference. I kind of agree. I think that Eminem's got a lot of pull. I think people idolize Eminem. And I think that, or like on the other side, a lot of people hate Eminem. And I think it makes a little bit of a fucking difference. It really does. Taylor Swift coming out and being vocal after years of not being vocal, I think makes a difference. That's where we're at in 2020. We are so in love with celebrity culture and what do celebrities think and who are celebrities backing and who are they campaigning for, that I don't think that often they change people's mind. Like if you're a diehard Biden supporter and Ice Cube likes Trump, I don't think many people then go vote for Trump. But I do think a lot of people who weren't going to vote might then adopt the views of their favorite celebrities, or people who were undecided, I guess, might as well. And that's why when people right now are saying like, ugh, does everybody have to keep reminding us to vote? It's so annoying. We get it. Vote. Like, why do celebrities? Why is Lizzo? Why does this? I think it makes a fucking difference, which is just wild to think about, but I think true. I think it really makes a difference. And it seems like based off of you guys in here just answering that one question about Eminem, it seems like you guys think it makes a difference as well. So that's why they can't stop. And that's why it's not just frivolous that they are picking who and making announcements and telling you to vote. Although when people are just saying vote and they're not saying who to vote for, I am kind of like, all right, take a little bit more of a stand. But I get it. It's better to vote for somebody than to vote for nobody. I have more respect for people who are able to vote and vote differently than I do than who are able to vote and don't vote at all. Because if you are able to use your voice right now and you do not, then I don't know about you. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the people who can't get off work because this isn't a national holiday, which is so fucking egregious. It's ridiculous. I'm talking about the people who are able to vote, who could have mailed in, who could have gone to early voting, people who could have voted and don't, because there was a lot of ways this year to vote, a lot of ways. And you don't just have to go to the polls tomorrow. By the way, by a show of bunnies, who in here has already voted? Let's give some loves and shout outs to the people who have already voted. You guys know I went and voted in Norwalk with Darina and Steph. The World Girls gave it a whirl. If you guys want to see the footage of that, then check out the World Girls at the $5 up tier. We posted a video, I think a 10-minute video of us going to do that. Let's see what you guys are saying in the super chat. Bryant Brawler says, these celebrities might have an influence, but it isn't anything game changing. Sorry, I give 0 Fs about these people and what they think. Sorry, I don't think you have to be sorry about that at all, Bryant. I think it's to each their own. And that's why it kind of does matter, because even though it might not affect you, it might affect the person next to you, which is what we're kind of seeing in here. Oh, wow. So many of you guys have already voted that I'm so excited about it. Simply Emily, Legault Lamb, Bruce Banner, John G, Bryce Ratliff, Odd, Manny Gonzalez, Jamlin Parks, Rob Fishback, Loudy Ferdinand, Juan Mendez. Okay, Joseph Ashley is voting today. That gets a half shout out. Zadius Smith, Pink Sweets. Yes, guys, this is freaking awesome. Way to go, rock stars. Melissa Byrne, Matt Link, Rob K. I voted at 10 days ago. Wow, Rob K, way to get on it. Hey, Craig, Matthew Gold, Garth McMurray, Eric M, Glenn Caesar. Yes. Brittany Parker, Spidey Sensei. I am so here for this team. Thunder God Cairo. Drew Walk 54, Robert Turner, Tabitha R, Mark the Drifter. Guys, this is the warmest my heart has been in so long. I love seeing this. What did they say? 90 million people have already freaking voted. It is so awesome. Jonathan Donsell, Bunnies for the first time. Thank you, Roxy. Jonathan, have you never voted before? That's amazing that you voted now. G. Smith, Tim Miller. Joseph says he's voting today. Okay, Joseph. Okay. Mohammed says he's voting tomorrow. I'll believe it when I see it, guys. Jig Yoda. Lauren's going tomorrow. Rob K. K Black. Wow, voted October 3rd. Damn, that was a month ago. Bruce gets a half shout out too. Wow. We will make a baby. Guys, yes to all of you. Chris Martinez, Track Stars. How good does that feel? How many rock stars who are effing voting? I saw on the news that 90 million have voted, so Melissa, that's amazing. And DK says, proud of you all, and I am too. Yes. Bill Lyon says, I'm Canadian. Okay, Bill, you get a shout out anyway, as long as you would have voted if you were here. Okay, let's see. Danielle. Oh, hi, Danny. Danny Ramirez says, my dad and I thought he couldn't vote because he was a felon in Texas, but I just found out yesterday that he could have applied again. We were furious. We didn't learn about this earlier. I think that, is there not a way to still make it happen, Danny? And Danny already did vote. Because what was it that I saw from Danny Fernandez who said that you can do something if they try to turn you away? There's a way that you can kind of work around it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Danny Fernandez. Let me see if it's still up there. I don't remember what it was, but you guys let me know if you know. Provisional ballot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know much about it, but worth looking into. Yes, worth looking into. Provisional, right? Provisional ballot. Yeah, you guys are all saying that. Danny, look into it if you have a minute, because it's so important that the people who can vote do vote. And I'm glad that you did. And let's just make sure that all of the people can. All right, going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer from Bryce Rat 1. Celebrities do matter. First of all, Donald Trump only got elected because he's a celebrity. That is true. Also, I saw tons of responses to Lady Gaga's tweets endorsing Biden, saying I wasn't going to vote, but you encouraged me, and now I got my whole family to vote. I think that Trump actually won because he was one of the only conservative celebrities. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, Bryce Rat. And it's going to be interesting to see who we see running in the future now after this. But yeah, that's a astute observation. And I think that a lot of people, like Lady Gaga, when you are that big of a fucking celebrity, you have pull, you have say, your voice matters. And even each one of us, our voices matter. You never know. If you post a picture of you on Instagram voting, somebody could be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go vote. Like somebody who wasn't maybe going to. So I think that you just don't know who you can influence. You don't know who looks up to you. You don't know who you could be reminding. And let them know how you're doing it and why you're doing it and give reasons, you know. I wrote a couple passionate letters to my friends about voting yes on Prop, I believe it was 14 for stem cell research here, because even though it's a lot of people are saying to vote no on it and it's not perfect and it causes the state to spend more, to have more taxes for Alzheimer's and brain cancer and brain disease research, it's better than not having that money there. And it raises over $1 billion for brain research via stem cells. And it's super duper important. And just because people don't want to pay more money because it doesn't affect them, because a lot of people aren't affected by brain disease at this point, it doesn't mean that they won't be. So it's so important. If you're really passionate about something, let people know where you stand. Don't be afraid to use your voice. It used to be a lot more frowned upon, and now it's like we have the obligation to the world to speak our truths. So anyway, I appreciate you guys all being in here. I appreciate you guys being willing to share with me that you already voted or that what your voting plan is, to talk out these issues. I know a lot of the times in here, I am preaching to the choir. We got a lot of liberal Dems in here. We've also got a lot of conservatives that are voting for Biden. And then we do have some Trump supporters in here. And I will say that, you guys, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting ride. I'm excited to know and anxious to know what happens. If you guys are feeling anxiety this week, that's completely normal. I woke up with it, felt like a weight on my chest. And it's going to be challenging tomorrow. If we don't find out what happens, then it's going to be challenging because it's going to be a little bit of a waiting game possibly. But, you know, we're in it to win it. And we'll be here. I'll be here with you guys every single day. And yes, those are the things. As I am going to get out of here probably in the next 10 minutes because I do have to go to Hoffer, like I said. Let's move over. Let's transition, talk a little bit about Jeannie Mai, who's exiting Dancing with the Stars. This is just another comment about, you know, my dear friend Kevin Smets, the Smasher, who was diagnosed with colon cancer, and listened to not only his gut, but his wife's gut about the fact that he really needed to get checked out, even though he was younger than most people who are diagnosed and all of that stuff. Just some things are really fucking rare and you just don't know like what's happening. But it's important to listen to your body because you just don't even know with some of the things. So anyway, Jeannie Mai, who was on Dancing with Stars, was hospitalized and forced to withdraw from the show. She announced on Monday, the show announced on Monday that she would not be able to come back. She's a host on the show The Real, in case you guys watched that. And she has a health concern that requires immediate attention. And they said that it was like a rare, strange medical condition. And that happens. You guys know I've got a really rare, weird autoimmune disease. And so those kind of things happens. She was hospitalized with a throat condition that affects her lungs. This is what she said to Good Morning America. She said, my doctors discovered a health concern with my throat, which requires immediate attention and surgery. I'm heartbroken that my Dancing with the Stars journey has to come to an end. I have pushed myself to new limits physically and mentally, and I'm so proud of how far that I have come. But like I said, health comes first, guys, and you have to do what you have to do in order to make sure that you get better. So when I saw this, I just thought of it as another way, another reminder that listen to your body. If you think you need extra help or support or whatever it is, go get checked out, please. We have to be, and if you have friends or loved ones that are in similar situations, then make sure you tell them that it's going to be okay. And the best thing they can do is find out why or what is going on, because then they can finally make action steps or just ease their worries because nothing really is going on. So just shout out to her journey and whatever she's going through. And we're here rooting for her and her quick recovery after her surgery. Okay. So that was all of the non-spoilery news to talk about today, I believe. Any last minute Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Matthew Gold said, did you hear about the Trump supporters who chased Biden's bus out of Texas? The FBI is investigating, but will anything come out of this? As a Texan, this is saddening. I didn't hear about this. Not very surprised about this. But yeah, I will say to you though, Texas is doing pretty well in terms of, I feel like this is the bluest they've ever been. So, you know, keep up the good work, Texas, and not that situation because that sucks. But in general, people are fighting back. People want to be heard, and they're making their voices heard. So Texas forever, street, Texas forever. All right, this is the spoiler talk about WandaVision. WandaVision is spoiler talk. If you don't want to hear about WandaVision, tune out. I'll start waving my hands when we're done talking about WandaVision. WandaVision, there's a leak that revealed how the X-Men will join the MCU. I read this article from Inverse that I thought was interesting. I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention in case you didn't hear about it already. It says WandaVision could open the door to the multiverse. The series trailer indicated that Scarlet Witch is living inside an alternate reality bubble where Vision is still alive, but that might just be the tip of the Marvel multiverse. An exciting new leak signals the return of another familiar superhero, one that could finally bring the X-Men into Marvel Cinematic Universe in an unexpected way. So these are possible spoilers. Again, it's all speculation, but Avengers Age of Ultron featured Wanda Maximoff and her brother Pietro, aka Quicksilver, both of whom were on Ultron's side for a while before turning against the supervillain AI. While Wanda survived and went on to aid the Avengers in the fight against Thanos, Pietro's MCU appearance rather short-lived after he died, taking a bullet for Hawkeye in the film's climactic battle. That was like the quickest we've seen somebody come and go. Meanwhile, Evan Peters' version of Quicksilver was introduced in 2014's X-Men Days of Future Past when he was recruited by Magneto, Wolverine, and Professor Xavier to break into the Pentagon. This makes Quicksilver the only Marvel character to appear in both MCU and the separate and now defunct X-Men movie universe. It's interesting. I didn't realize he was the only one, though. So the two Pietros have the same power. However, the X-Men films stayed true to the character's backstory by explaining the abilities are the result of genetic mutation, while the MCU's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch received their powers by way of Hydra, which was the experiment that was done on them. So we have one Quicksilver who's not a mutant and who's also dead. Although since when that stopped a superhero from showing up again? Very true. Dead superheroes show up all the time. We have another Quicksilver who's alive, a mutant, and doesn't belong in the MCU. That seemed to be the end of the story until recently. Bum-ba-da-bum. A leak from the reputable toy tipster Serlant Pop suggests an exclusive Funko Pop pack that will feature both Vision and Quicksilver. The image used in the tweet is of Aaron Taylor Johnson's version of the character from Age of Ultron and not of Evan Peters, suggesting Wanda could bring her brother back to life. That would make a lot of sense considering that WandaVision seems intent on giving Wanda Maximoff the perfect life she never really got. Granted, the Funko pack is not confirmed, but the leaker has been right about such leaks before. All these things are always leaked through Funkos, through Legos, through toys. We see this all the time through video games even. All the time, these are how leaks get confirmed. So it's within the realm of possibility that some iteration of Quicksilver will be introduced in the series, but which Quicksilver will it be? Well, that kind of gave an answer here, what it looks like at least. A leaking casting report suggests that Peters would be playing a key role in WandaVision and that he filmed his scenes in late 2019. So that's saying the opposite of what we just said. His potential involvement left fans speculating who he might be playing and whether or not he would reprise his role of Quicksilver in Disney's Plus series. The casting leak also implied that Peters' role could be a villain and not Quicksilver, but it's not a long shot to think that he could be the MCU's very own speedster. Who would you guys rather see, by the way, as I'm reading the rest of this? Aaron Taylor Johnson or Evan Peters? What would be more fun for you guys? Or do you guys want some weird combo of both? I don't even know how that would be possible. Aaron Taylor Johnson has also made it clear he has no plans to return to the role of Quicksilver. Of course, he could be lying, but there are no reports that he's ever seen on the set of WandaVision. So if anyone is playing Pietro on the Disney Plus show, probably Evan Peters. And that could open the floodgates to any number of the X-Men movie characters making the jump into the MCU. All right, you guys are saying in here, Aaron Taylor Johnson coming from Bill and from Bruce. A lot of you guys are saying both. Bagel Boy wants a recast. Jonathan saying Evan Peters. I think they both happen to be excellent actors. I think that, we would be lucky to be graced with either of their presences. I think it's a tough call because one of them is dead, but we could bring him back because, again, superhero logic. And the other one is a mutant. So how are we going to explain that? But maybe I guess we just do. All things can really usually be explained in one line, which kind of makes sense. But are you guys excited about this? Do you want to see Quicksilver back in the WandaVision show? Do you love that character? Do you not like that character? I would love to hear more about what you think. Like I said, though, we are getting out of here relatively soon. So let me jump into the last final Streamlabs that we're getting. Submit those in now, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar in the house says, hello, Roxy. Love you. Happy Friday. As always, thanks for hanging out with us today. First off, much love and support for LD. Sorry to hear such a shitty thing happen to you. But on the bright side, hopefully you book this next gig and that guy disappears. Totally, Glenn Caesar. Number 2, RJ, aka Roxy Buckets, Misdirection, Skittles. Good luck on the Hoffer gig tonight. I hope you and the Rockstars have a joy-filled rest of your day, especially as we head into tomorrow's election stuff. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you all. Hashtag smash cancer. Yes, absolutely. Hashtag smash cancer. I was texting with Smets all day today. And I just fucking adore him. And I'm more than rooting for him. I'm positive he's going to make it out on the other end of this. And he's the shit. So love Kevin Smets and thinking about him. All right, guys. That is just about all the time we have. Like I said, I got to do my makeup for this Hoffer gig. I ordered Postmates. I got to do that. One of my best friends on the planet, one of my best friends from when I was a little kid, moved to Los Angeles last night. She just got here. Today, she went and got COVID rapid tested, and we are supposed to do a social distance walk this evening. So I'm so excited about that. She's ridiculously talented, graduated from Juilliard. We were in acting classes together starting in 4th grade. So that's a little bit for something for me to look forward to. Point being, you just never fucking know what's going to happen because that happened so quickly. So any of you guys who think you know the future, we don't know the future, but there are certain futures that we can help to influence, including the one that takes place tomorrow. If you live or are a resident, a citizen of the United States of America, and you are eligible to vote and you have not already, I implore you, please. This is one of the biggest decisions you will ever make in your life. This is the future of this country. If you are still on the fence and you do not know where to go, remember that one of these people seems like an actual really good dude. And he might not have been who you wanted there. And maybe you weren't picturing a 70-something-year-old man who's a white dude during 2020 taking this election, but it's going to be that either way. So please, please vote for Joe Biden as a vote for a human frickin' being who leads with compassion and empathy. And that is what we need during this time. So please, please, please. And in the comments below, guys, leave your best brief pitch on why people should vote. Why are you voting and why should others? Other than that, thank you guys so much for being here today. Please remain safe, remain calm. Do what you can to be that 1% happier. All of that stuff. Another quick Streamlabs coming in. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Jake Yakavetta says, update. My mom got tested again and she's now negative, so she can stop quarantining. I love that, Jake. I'm so happy to hear that you are well, that she is well. Fuck yeah. Bruce says, vote like your life depends on it. Or vote your life depends on it. That could totally well be true. So please, please, guys, get out there, do your thing. We will talk tomorrow. That will be my final and last chance to tell you guys to vote. And until then, like I said, make your beds, close the toilet seat. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. live with Roxy.